welcome back to my channel. I have two special guests. I have Matt here, which you guys know, and the new addition to our family.
The new baby.
Yeah. In today's video, we want to do a little meet the baby, but also officially reveal baby's gender and name since we only just found out the gender. First, I just want to say, throughout my entire pregnancy, I was so convinced it was a boy. I was like, it's a boy. Everything was so opposite from when I was pregnant with Sage. Like, even how I carried was different. Foods I craved, like,
yeah, pretty much
sour,
everything.
salty, spicy, like, so different. And so I was just convinced, like, this is definitely a boy. And what was your guess?
I went with boy too, just because that's what you were saying. There was a lot of people who were saying girl, a lot of people saying boy. So it's kind of a nice mix between our family and friends of what everyone thought it was. But I went with what you were saying just because.
The mommy intuition.
Yeah, exactly.
And when baby was born, Daddy announced that it was in fact 1, 2, 3.
Boy.
So we officially have one of each. Honestly, like, the whole time we really didn't care if we were having a boy or a girl. We're like, we just want, I know it's like cliche, we just wanted a healthy baby. Like, I really did not care. I just thought it was a boy because everything was so opposite. And now we have a little boy. So Sage is a big sister and she's got a little brother. And they're so cute. He's been so chill. I know we're in like the newborn honeymoon phase, like where they're just like sleep and eat. But he's been, I feel like he's a chill baby.
Quite the contrast. Sage is a bit of a fiery redhead Scorpio.
Yes.
From the get-go, she was pretty vocal and energetic. And
can we talk about how the whole time I was pregnant, I thought I was having a Libra baby. And then because he was late, which we'll get to in a sec, he snuck into Scorpio land, and now we have 2 Scorpios. What, their birthdays are how far apart?
like 16 days.
Like
16 days. 2 weeks.
Are we
roughly
doing like joint birthday parties? I don't know.
No.
So he was officially born October 23rd.
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah.
At 6:45 p.m. It was nice because with Sage, she was born at like 1 a.m. So I enjoyed having the baby at like more in the early evening because it just felt like everything just felt better. By the time the baby was out, it was not even 7 yet, and we could kind of like relax.
We got Uber
and
Eats.
ordered some food to the room once we got into our own room, and it just felt a little more relaxed and less tired and less stressful.
Feel like we also went to bed at like a normal like we ate dinner. It was like we had the baby, we ate dinner, and then we passed out. We sent text messages letting like family members know like baby's here, mom and baby are healthy, we're all good. But we just really took that night to just be present, and I'm so happy we did that. Like, we didn't call anybody. I just knew if we started like FaceTiming and stuff, we would have gotten like, I was already running off adrenaline. And then I feel like it would have like jolted the relaxing vibe that was going on in our room, which I was really enjoying. So we actually did the calls like the next day, which I highly recommend. The name, oh my goodness, I totally forgot. You guys don't know the name. So I guess I picked the names and then Matt approved them.
Yeah.
But it's because like
you're more creative with names.
You didn't bring anything to the table. Yeah. Okay. So, but I definitely wanted Matt to love the name as much as I did. So when I was pregnant with Sage, I started writing out actually before I got pregnant with Sage, I started writing out baby names. Sage was the first girl name that I wrote down. And then there was a boy name that I also wrote down that I really liked. So when we didn't know what we were having for this pregnancy, I had to think of 2 names.
Yeah, another girl name and that same boy name that we liked.
Yeah, because there was no way, I can't wait till like baby's here and then like figure out a name. Like, the baby would have no name for like a month. We had 2 names picked out. They both, funny enough, start with the same letter, which is an O.
The letter O.
So I want you guys to, now that you know it's a boy, the first letter starts with an O. Pause this video, leave your guess down below. Okay, do it now, we'll wait. His name is, drumroll, that's what we did for the last one. Drumroll.
So his first name is Oakley, so we can call him Oak, Oaks,
Okie. Sage calls him Okie, and it's
Sage
so
calls him
cute.
Okie. His middle name is Cody, and his last name is Gonzalez.
And we've talked about actually in the Meet the Baby for Sage, that video, why we went with my last name. So you guys can watch that video here if you want to know. We won't go into that again. It's like really growing on me now more so that I know it's a boy and that he's here, because like we had 2 names, so like I kept like trying to get used to both of them and getting Sage to say both of the names.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think because we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, it took longer for my brain to like process like Oakley, to say it more instead of just baby. With Sage, it was kind of right out of the way, like Sage. But I feel like once the baby came out, it was a little more just like baby. And then it's just now that I'm like calling him Oakley. I think it just because we didn't know, we had two names, we weren't sure, and then it's like, so we didn't have a lot of time to process it.
Sometimes we'd say baby O, but we really would just say baby. Baby's kicking, baby's doing this. And then when he came out, I remember I was the first one to I was like, nobody knew like obviously the names, like the midwives and like the doula and stuff, and I was like, hi Oakley! Yeah. And I feel like that was the first time that.
That's it, yeah.
So I love it, and I love like the core like meaning of it. Like Oak, I think, is a really strong name, and Oakley is like a cool surfer name, and I just love it.
Yeah, it's a good name. He was born very healthy, 8.2 pounds. So he's like
8.4.
8.4 pounds. So
I remember. Okay, I had to push it out.
Yeah, no.
Which we're gonna do. We won't get too much into like the birth story and stuff, because we're gonna do a full like sit down chatty birth story, and then also we did film a birth vlog. I haven't actually watched any of it yet.
You're in for a treat.
I feel like this one's like 2.0, man. We had our doula actually taking photos and stuff, and I feel like too you were less nervous because we had like with Sage, she was born in 2020. The doula couldn't come. It was just like less people in the room, and this time I feel like we just had extra hands, and I felt
just a little more relaxed and everything. You know, I feel like
I felt so relaxed.
With Sage, it was I propped the camera up on a table or windowsill, turned it on, and then I was just focusing on you. But this time, you were more in your zone too, so it just felt like I was more just there for support. So it just like I was able to actually like also try to focus on making sure to capture the moment, because I know it was important to you. So
and even if like I tell people this all the time, you don't have to do YouTube to document your like birth. I assume that I'm gonna put it on YouTube because I can obviously edit and cut out what I don't want to post, but it's one of those moments that I'm just so grateful I have that for Sage, for she can watch it when she's older, but also like when you're in it.
Would you watch your own birth? Like, I don't know if I would. If my mom was like, hey, do you want to watch your birth? I'd probably be like, I'm okay. I just probably don't need to watch it.
Maybe that's a guy thing. I want to watch it.
I wouldn't. But comment down below, would you watch your own birth, or would you be like, no,
it's just like,
I'm okay.
Okay, but only even if it's just for mom to watch. Like, because when you're in it, it's such an intense moment that it's really nice to, you know, when you're not in pain and at a calmer state, to like go back and watch it and just like I love watching Sage's vlog, like birth vlog. So, and also the fact that it's helped so many other moms also just see like a positive birth experience, and you know, maybe also do an unmedicated birth, which we won't get into the birth story, so that'll be a whole other video, which I'll probably post like in January, because we just need some time to process and look through the footage and stuff. But it's a good one. It's a good story, let me tell you. Funny enough, we really didn't know if we were gonna have another ginger baby. Like, Sage having red hair was such a shock. We're like, how do we have a ginger baby? I don't understand. But basically, we get this question all the time on both of our grandparents' side. There's red in the family because like it's a recessive gene, so like both sides have to have it. So it was such a fun surprise, and I was like, oh my god, if we have another redhead, like our kids are gonna look like they're both adopted.
Yeah, definitely not. I came out with very dark brown hair.
I said he's gonna be a boy. He's gonna be super chill, and he's gonna have brown hair and brown eyes.
Yeah.
I'm psychic, guys. I know we're gonna get questions. How are we adjusting to 2 kids? How is Sage and Cashew adjusting to a new member in the family?
Well, luckily we had family watching Sage for a couple of days and Cashew for a couple of days, so at least we could come here and be home for a day and a half, just us with Oakley. So that was nice. But then we introduced Oakley and Cashew first, just because Sage was at daycare. And that was like great. Cashew's so good with kids and babies. Oh. She's just like you know, very calm, gentle. You know, wants to smell, but doesn't get in his face or slobber on him. So very good first meet. And since then, she just sort of comes in, checks around if he's crying or something. I found like if he's crying, Sage or Cashew's more inclined to kind of come in and just make sure everything's okay. But other than that, she's still her same old self.
She's been around kids like her whole life. Like my older sister has 3 kids, and when we got Cashew, within like the first year of her life, she met a newborn, like Diana. So she's totally accustomed to that. Sage, I really didn't have expectations. I thought, like, we did film it, so I don't know when that's going to go up, but make sure to follow me on, like, Instagram and TikTok to see that video. I didn't want to have expectations because I didn't want, like, she could have just been like, oh, cool, baby, and then, like, start playing or freaked out or whatever. But it was actually...
Gotten upset. Who knows, right? I guess you
yeah,
know.
and I heard tips of, like, you know, getting the sibling a present from the new baby, so we did that and stuff. But the meet and greet went... I couldn't have asked for, like, a cuter...
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty amazing.
I cried. She was so cute. She was so happy. She just calls him her baby. Right away, she was saying Oki, and she held him, it was...
Wants to hold him, wants to hug him, wants to cuddle him,
And she's so gentle. She goes, baby, and she's helping him get dressed and changed this morning. We've only had them both home for, 2 nights?
2 nights, 3 days.
Seems like a long time already.
Yeah, it seems longer already.
So we're adjusting. It's definitely a bit of a divide and conquer.
Yeah, the tricky part is that Sage is wants to be very involved, and sometimes she's like, okay, well, you can't change the diaper yet, right? So it's trying to get her to feel wipes. Involved. Yeah, like pass a wipe or hold something, so she feels like she's part of it. Because I feel like too, if we were just like, no, you can't do that, then she get upset. So it's like this fine balancing act of like letting her be involved, but also being like, okay, this is a baby. We got to be careful here because, you know, she doesn't know
They're resilient to their siblings, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just happy that she's, like, excited about baby and wants to be involved. And, the meet and greet was so cute. If you guys have any videos that you would like to see, definitely leave them down below. I am planning on filming a vlog from, like, first week with the newborn, sharing some postpartum stuff. Also just like life with 2 kids and what that looks like. Obviously we're not experts, we're just going with the flow, figuring things out as we go. And the next couple months, basically have a ton of pre-filmed content, some really great videos for you guys. So if you see me pregnant again, that's why. Also, we're just gonna be like resting and recovering and kind of taking a little mini mat leave as we adjust to a family of 4, 5 if you count Cashew. We're just so excited that Oakley is finally here, and you guys know he was a little late, so we were definitely anticipating his arrival, and I felt like we're almost gonna have a Halloween baby at this point. Thank you so much, guys, for all of the love and support in the comments that you guys have been sending our way. We feel the love, and we're just so like truly grateful for another healthy baby in the family, and I'm sure we're in for a wild ride with 2.
Oh, no doubt.
Okay, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to get all of the cute newborn and crazy toddler content. I have lots of great videos coming up, including like a toddler meal prep and stuff. Also follow Matt. He's on TikTok, Instagram, all the things. And yeah, that's gonna be it. We're gonna go I'm probably gonna have a snooze. The last couple nights have been a little sleepless, so I love you guys so much. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Guys. Oh, sorry.
What'd you do?
Okay.
What'd you do?
Baby's sleeping.